Food is what we all eat. But Hebrews don't eat what everyone else eats because we follow Torah. I'm going to tell you what foods are and aren't clean for you. Okay, let's go. So most people are familiar with the food laws in Leviticus, but I'm going to go over them for those who are visual learners, along with providing examples of modern food. Now, some of you may say, but Verity, we can eat what we want now because of Matthew 15 verse 11 and Acts 10 verse 14 through 15. And to that I shall say, dear viewer, that those scriptures are not about what food you can eat. Let me explain. In Matthew 15:11 it says, "Not that which goes into the mouth defiles the man, but that which comes out of the mouth, this defiles the man." Most people assume Yahushua is referring to food, but he's actually talking about germs. The Pharisees were being hypocritical and getting upset about Yahushua's followers not following their man-made practice of washing their hands before eating, while they themselves did not follow Yahushua in their hearts. He tells them in Matthew 15 verse 19 through 20 that a wicked heart defiles a man, not eating with unwashed hands. And in Acts 10 verse 14 through 15, people mistake Kepha, Peter's, dream to be about Yahuwah allowing any food as long as it's blessed, but that's not the case. It's about people, and he was actually telling Peter not to turn away those who seek to follow Yahushua in the Bible, who are from different nations. If they are called, they should be accepted as you would a brother. Peter even clarifies the meaning of his dream later in the chapter. So now, you can't eat whatever you want. If you could bless anything and make it clean to eat, you could eat anything, including, and you can't, nor should you, which is why we have food laws, to protect you from eating something unclean, and that could potentially make you really sick. So what can you eat? Well, I'll tell you. You can eat fruits, vegetables, grains, nuts and seeds, of course, but in terms of meat, you can eat land creatures that have a split hoof and chew cud, which is the vegetation they've already eaten. This includes animals like cows, goats, sheep, ox, gazelle, deer, and bison. At the store, that would be beef, veal, bison, mutton, and lamb. This does not include camels, rabbits, or hares because they don't have split hooves, or pigs because they don't chew cud. These guys are unclean and thus unfit for human consumption. At the store, these would be rabbit, depends on where you live, I've never seen it, and pork, the biggest offender on this list. People are willing to go to hell for this meat. I don't understand. It even says you go to hell if you eat pork. That's how unclean it is for you. Here's the scripture for that, by the way. And of course you can't eat animals that don't have either criteria. For sea creatures, you can eat any that have both fins and scales. So pretty much, fish. But not if it doesn't have scales, like catfish, sturgeons, or sharks. You also can't eat eels or stingrays. Does that include scallops, shrimp, crab, lobster, etc.? Ha, yes. Unless they suddenly sprout scales and fins, they are a no-go. For fowl, you can eat chicken, duck, quail, turkey. I'm sure there's more, but these are what I'm familiar with. The Bible mostly talks about ones you can't eat for this category, like hawks, falcons, bats, most owls, vultures, storks, ostrich, and more. I'll put the scriptures in the description too, so you can see for yourself. You can't eat any bugs except locust-type bugs because they fly but also have leg joints that allow them to hop on the ground. So if you're ever in the woods and you don't have food, you can eat this guy. I think that's about it for this video, but in the next one I'm going to cover ingredients to look out for in products and food at the grocery store. It's gonna be fun! Okay, bye and shalom.